with you, man. You're the best. All right, hello everybody. Welcome back to the Rational Investors daily recap of the daily brief. Had an excellent baby powder report. Technical issues coming from Thailand, but we made it through, and I thought we gave really good value. So be sure to watch the whole thing to get the baby powder report and Julian's unique perspective of the market. All right, so it is 18 past the hour. We should have this wound up by bottom half of the hour. So let's get to work. First and foremost, we had algos short signals fire on the broader stock market here through the week. Those appear to still be working. We made lower lows here on this most recent 4-hour push. So I'm not really inclined to touch this algo setup right now. But having said that, you can see where the entry is. You can see where the stop is. So we'll just let this work. And I am toying with the idea of adding into the algo rules. We just did our harmonic module. Of course, that's talking about Scott Carney yesterday. And Mr. Carney, of course, is obsessed with trend lines. And if we break and close about the trend line, he would suggest maybe we hop off. So we'll keep this sort of module, this idea in the back of our mind. And let's see how this plays out, given our proximity to this trend line right now. The market could very easily take that back. We do have big events coming into the market. Of course, tomorrow is options expiry being Friday. And in the daily brief, we looked at the pins, and it turns out there's a lot of incentive for Wall Street just to basically park price here into tomorrow's expiry. And so my hunch is that basically they've parked her here. I would be really surprised to see any new lows here through today. And we often say that most of the business is done the day before options expiry. And then options expiry basically is sort of a quiet day. So we'll see how this develops. At the same time, too, we do have the big G20 event coming up here in Japan over the weekend. So really my hunch is this develops and it plays out purely based on what the outcome of that summit is. If all hell breaks loose and more tariff talks, more sort of saber rattling with the various trading partners, my hunch is the market works its way lower. If, however, they all come out and make peace and everybody's happy-go-lucky, we could very easily see the stock market jump higher here. But I don't think that happens until the beginning of the week. We got to get beyond this options expiry first. One reason why I think the market may move higher, crude oil, of course, working our algo long signal, is just chugging away here. And you can see it's surged to new highs overnight. I think you could make the argument for Algonauts. Of course, you're supposed to sell half of the position at 2-to-1 profit objective, and you're trailing stops. And I don't mind the idea of those that are in this algo trade to have your stops working just below these key 4-hour lows on the crude market right now. As well, too, if this trade deal, not deal, but talk and stuff, if it goes poorly and the stock market falls apart, you can see the very polite M that could be developing up here. And that would be, the market smiling at you. We should be looking for some sort of take back of this fairly nice move higher here on crude, just about 20% here. Now, that's the broader market. We'll talk a little bit about individual stock ideas if you are interested in putting some new money to work at the end of this. But, obviously the big story right now is crypto, and most specifically Bitcoin. Interestingly enough, I think you can make the argument that actually what we've seen happen here is, ironically enough, it's actually pretty cliche. It's everything that we talk about here on TRI. And you can clearly see we rallied up into a very significant higher time frame level. Good old mountain man. Brandon Riga, one of the best crude oil traders I've ever worked with. He used to basically hit this level religiously. And it sure looks to me like the institutions basically just did that. This is fascinating how this massive green candle moon talk heading into yesterday's event basically has been completely given back. And we may actually even print a shooting star red candle here. going into that G20 event. In a weird sort of way, I can't understand the logic behind that. Buy the rumor, a lot of uncertainty. Now heading into that event, traders square up their positions. Of course, we do have that big options expiry, and we do have the big CME futures contract expiry tomorrow. And Thomas in the Daily Brief tomorrow, I think, is going to update us on how that futures expiry is going and what were some of the implications around that. My hunch is Thomas will probably be able to enlighten us as to what the CME's boys' sort of motives were through this event. I think it should be noted that clearly we had lots of the question is, what chart should I show you here? Not that one. Where do I have algos? It's around here somewhere. Maybe. Oh, yeah, it is this one. Those people that are interested in the algo trading model, it got a buy signal way back here. Won't even load on the chart. Remember, I like to run this off of the 4-hour, so I don't know if this is going to cause a computer to crash here or not. It might. This is actually kind of the same thing that Julian ran into. All right, so TradingViews decided to stop working there. I was going to show you that just simply put, those levels have been traded to, and botters have been politely told to exit their long positions. Let's see if I can just show you the tweets. Come on. You can do it. You can do it. And we put out lots of commentary to the fact, here's the big picture. There is that algo signal. There is the bot level. So botters were politely told to exit at about 12,600 here on the cash market. And the algonauts move stops. And the tweet that I put out, I even zoomed in on this. You can see move your stop trailing on new highs. Could you have made an argument to move your stop up to the bot exit level on this push higher? Sure. I was playing this pretty conservative. The old stop we had here on this move to new highs, move the stop up to here, and boom, they've been stopped out. So, for the record, all of our sort of long prognostications, our long calls, for the traders, the swing traders, everybody's on the sidelines now. And I think that's important to note. Also, too, you notice that we had this diamond pattern that developed on the last bot setup target hit. And in this particular case, the market held the lows, put in 3 higher lows, and a new bot fired. And so on this event yesterday, I was like, you don't know what the hell's going to happen. Maybe the market consolidates and continues its march higher. But as you can see, if the chart will load, let's see if it loaded. Nope, still didn't load. Fudge, I can't even move the damn thing over. But as you can see, let's see if this loads fast enough here for us. Yeah, there we go. As you can see, that diamond pattern actually resolved bearishly. So, in this particular case, there is that higher time frame mountain man level. What was really cool about this, which actually even surprised me, was through the Asian kill zone, they actually set up the actual institution. Keep in mind, Asian kill zone is the institutional session. They actually set up that level as the actual official shorting level. And gee whiz, there's mountain man. And you can see how that trade has just progressed. There is the loss of the diamond lows. So the bulls definitely got to cool your jets. As well, too, interesting to note, there is 38.2. We talk about how 38.2, if this is support, it should hold. And you can see how they brought the market down into that level, consolidated, and lost it further. So no doubt about it, this market has broken all the Bitcoin bulls. You got to go back onto the sidelines and just cool your jets. We did mention in the daily brief that, it's probably a little too late to be a seller. At this point, if you're probably going to want to be looking for some sort of counter trend rallies going forward to liquidate positions. Just to finish off today's offering, because we're coming up on the 10-minute mark, we had a bunch of stocks that all are sort of crypto related, all jump up. This is just a couple of them. I know Thomas, for instance, he was telling the community that he loaded up on DPW. You can see just an absolutely beautiful rally here. And I heard lots of reports from people that they were booking profits on DPW. This is my old VSC mining stock buddy who got into the blockchain business when it was really hot. We had word, of course, insiders were long from 6 cents. And so on this big pop, we liquidated and got ourselves repositions, all that kind of fun talk. And if anything, guys, this is an absolute textbook example that when an underlying commodity face rips, ironically enough, one of the last signs, one of the last gasps is when the sort of junior piece of crap stocks that are related to the commodity all start going crazy. That's when you know we're pretty close to the end of the move. So I certainly hope that you took some profits. Basically, the market afforded us the opportunity to get paid, and you have to step up and pull the trigger here and get paid for your work. The only other thing I wanted to leave off with you, new ideas that we're kicking around. TRISOF, this is one of the reasons why I absolutely love this little group that we put together, because we're constantly looking at ideas. We did have this idea come up in this area here. We actually went and bought calls on this dip against these lows. Had to take a little bit of heat, but keep in mind, there's a reason why I buy 6 months. In this case, this is a leap, so it was like 8 months. And it's interesting. This guy seems to be bucking the overall trend in the market. A move through 1157 here actually is a double bottom breakout. And today's highs here is 1160. Why? Well, it turns out that Wells Fargo, a big U.S. bank, brokerage, advisory service, came out with a bullish call, and actually its price target is $14. So on that kind of event, I think it's maybe a little late to come into the trade now. You can see where the W came in. You can see how they backed her up right against that W and launched her. But if you want to take a look at the options, if you can sneak in on the cheap, not a bad idea. I'm going to be looking for this $15, $16, $17 area here to both establish repositions, take profits. So there's a new idea, new trade that you might want to consider if you are options inclined. Okay, I think that's our summary for today. I hope I did a good job recapping what we talked about in the daily brief. Looks like that's about 10, 12 minutes. So on that note, have yourselves an awesome rest of your day, everybody. All the best, and bye for now.